Yeah, I definitely have to carry too many books. It's like my locker's on the one side of the building, and so I never get to go. And I like either have to carry a massive pile of books, or I just like do what I do now and not carry anything, and just hope that teachers have books in their rooms. It's a total pain.
I feel like I have to carry so many materials during the school day. It is so horribly over massive amounts of books.
I agree with that because sometimes I have to carry like 3 or 4 subjects at a time, and that's really hard to do. So
it is kind of bad just because you have to carry like your whole locker with you at one time. Like I carry in between 3, 4. I have to carry like my entire locker.
Sometimes I feel like I'm carrying a whole lot of stuff, but for the first 3 periods a day, I just I walk around and I don't have any stuff.
Does it seem like some of my students carry an excessive amount of books? Yeah, I would say so.
Do I feel that I have to carry too many books? Yes.
That I do have to take a lot of stuff because, like, there's sometimes that I have to take a lot of my books because I can't go to my locker.
If I notice a purse that's excessively big, I would say something, but it's not something that it's not like I stand outside the door and, check every single female coming in the room. I mean, there's other things going on, and it's not at the top of my list of things I worry about.
Look at this. Look at how many bags I have right here. Let's just show that.
I also think that some of the purses are almost as big as some of the book bags.
Dude, I mean, like, look at this. Look at this. I got this stuff. And then I got like this stuff. It's all in there.
Yeah, I think I would be more organized because I'd have everything that I needed and I would be able to take more stuff.
A lot of my kids have trouble finding their stuff in their locker and staying organized. I don't know if a book bag would help them or not.
I think I would bring my book to my classes like every day because it wouldn't be like the decision like, oh, I don't really want to carry this book because it's too heavy, because I could just put it in my backpack and it wouldn't be a big deal.
Occasionally I feel that my students are unprepared for class because they don't bring their books or their materials, but I also think that it's not because they don't have something to carry them in. I think it's just that they're being obstinate.
I'd feel more organized because I would have everything there, and so then if I needed it, I'd just be able to pull it out instead of being like, oh, I forgot it in my locker, can I go get it? Something like that.
I would take a backpack if I was allowed to.
Yeah, I would definitely use a book bag if I was allowed to.
I do wish that I could carry a book bag because it would free my hands and I wouldn't have to carry so much stuff around school.
I would consider using a backpack at some point, sometimes during the day, not all day, but...
If I were given the option to use a book bag, I probably would.
Hi, my name's Jeff Weber, and I wear a backpack too.
I would so carry a book bag.
It's my understanding that because of space constraints in the hallways, you know what it's like going down the hallway, everybody's shoulder to shoulder, bumping into each other, running into each other. It's like having another person with a book bag. So times everyone plus another person. That's a lot of space that's being used up in the hallway.
I think the biggest concern in today's world, and granted, I don't know that we completely solve the problem with still having purses, but the biggest problem is, what else can be brought to class in the book bag. I know the way that Hoover tries to deal with it is go with the smaller purses and no backpacks. And, it certainly would be possible for things still to come into school that shouldn't be, but at least it's a step in the right direction from trying to prevent some of those things from being carried around during the day. So I really think in the world we live in today, thinking about Columbine, thinking about some of the other school shootings, those sorts of things have to dictate that, other steps that are taken that may not necessarily seem to make a lot of sense otherwise.
I do think that if book bags were allowed, there would be unnecessary clutter in the classroom, in the sense that when we did allow book bags, I had the experience of tripping over several of them at different times, and they are clutter in the aisleways and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know when I would go around and check homework, I had to do a lot more jumping over book bags, and I still have to, watch out for books, but it was harder with book bags.
If students use book bags, there are a few safety issues I think that need to be taken into account, and that is that sometimes the book bags can conceal something that the student shouldn't have, whether that be an illegal substance or perhaps food or something to that sort. But students seem to sneak those things in anyway in their pockets and that kind of thing. So I don't know, it might be a wash there whether they have the book bag or not.
There's no real safety issues. It's just it's nothing we can't really avoid anyways. So like if somebody were to carry a gun, I mean they can stick a gun or anything in their pocket anyways, so it doesn't really matter if there's a gun in the backpack or something,
If you're gonna bring a gun to school, you could even stick it in your pants if you really wanted to. Like there are other ways around the gun. Like I'm not even joking. You can fit anything in your pants or like a shirt or a pocket.
I don't really think there's any safety issues because the big thing that they usually say is that students can't carry book bags because they're gonna put weapons in them. But the notebook, the paper rule for the size of the purses doesn't really help because you can still put a gun or whatever in that size purse. So
I don't think there are any safety issues.
I think that even if you want to bring some dangerous item in, that you will bring it in, and if you have a backpack, then you'll find a way even if you don't.
If it was the policy to have them reinstated, I would like that. In my opinion, they'd have to have some place in the room where they'd be out of the way.
And in the classrooms, where would we store 25 book bags? Where they wouldn't be on the floor? Would they be on the back of the chairs? Most of the teachers use cubby holes for other purposes. So could it be done, in a way in the rooms where it could work, yes, but it would take some planning and it would take some consistency.
I like the idea of storing materials in the classroom for students. On my side of the building, the older side of the building, we don't have the cubby holes that they do on the new side. And I like the whole idea of having a place to store materials. I keep several books out in my class just so that if students forget them, they have the opportunity to take the book and use it. But yeah, I do like the idea of having a place to store books.